Dirty facts about ancient hygiene, from the Vikings to the Greeks to the Inuit. Let's dive into the stinky history of how people clean themselves. First up, Vikings used lye soap and grooming tools regularly. When you think of the Vikings, you might imagine hairy, smelly warriors who smell like dirty laundry and stale sweat. But these famous boat builders and raiders were surprisingly clean freaks. They regularly used lye soap, which was made from animal fat and ash, and frequently bathed in nearby streams or saunas. In fact, Viking graves have revealed combs, tweezers, and even ear picks, showing that they put a lot of effort into their grooming rituals. Next, sand was used instead of water in some desert cultures. In parts of ancient Arabia and North Africa, where water was scarce, people would use fine sand to scrub their body. This method not only exfoliated the skin, but also removed sweat and dirt. And because sweat is mostly water, using sand was a clever way to stay clean in a dry environment. Plus, sand cleansing was often part of a ritual purification, making it an important part of religious ceremonies. Then we have the ancient Greeks cleaned with oil and a scraper. Instead of soap, the ancient Greeks would cover themselves in olive oil and scrape it off with a tool called a This curved metal tool would remove dirt, sweat, and dead skin, leaving the body clean and ready for a workout. In fact, this practice was so popular that it became common in gymnasiums across Greece. For a people who valued physical beauty and balance, keeping clean was an important part of their ideal. And let's not forget, indigenous Arctic peoples used animal fat and smoke. In the harsh environment of the Arctic, water was often frozen and inaccessible for bathing. So indigenous peoples like the Inuit used animal fat to moisturize and clean the skin. After applying the fat, they would scrape it off to remove dirt and dead skin. Smoke was also an important part of cleansing rituals, either from fires or steam, which could be used to purify the body and home in one fell swoop. Finally, people in Renaissance Europe carried personal air. During the Renaissance, personal cleanliness was not a priority for most Europeans. In fact, the Black Death and other plagues that swept through the continent meant that hygiene was often neglected, but people were still very concerned with odors. To combat bad smells, they would carry around nosegays, or pomanders, small perforated metal balls, filled with spices, herbs, or ambergris, a waxy substance from whales. These personal air fresheners were then held under the nose to prevent the spread of disease and bad smells. Talk about a pungent problem solver. So, from sand to soap to smoke, people have come up with some pretty creative ways to clean themselves throughout history. What's your favorite hygiene hack? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more fun facts and historical tales.